What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch and Gaming News video. Today, I want to talk about a few topics, kind of just like freestyle, really not any strict order or anything when it comes to articles, because there was some big news that dropped yesterday around 9 p.m. my time, so Pacific time, so that is 12 a.m. Eastern, and that was the Super Nintendo Classic, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Mini Edition. Yeah, pre-orders went live on Walmart.com out of like freaking nowhere. No heads up, no like, hey, this is when it's going to be here. Just out of nowhere they went live, and they were up for quite some time, so I want to talk about that because I was able to snag one of those. But before we get into that, some of you guys on Twitter saw my collection, but I went a little basic for the launch of Splatoon. Obviously there was a ton of new amiibo that launched from the Splatoon amiibo. Then there was Cloud, Bayonetta, both of the Player 1 and Player 2 versions of that one. Plus we had male corn and female corn as an exclusive on Amazon.com. I had to pick up the exclusive female corn because I love female corn more than anything as far as Fire Emblem characters go. So I did pick that up. That's coming in the mail. But I did want to show off two amiibo really quick. And like I said, I went a little conservative this time. I wanted to get all of them, but I was like, you know what? Look, OJ, just chill out. Just get these ones for right now, and maybe you can get the other ones later. Don't go crazy. But I did get the original Bayonetta amiibo on here, and I just have to say, this is a fantastic looking Bayonetta amiibo. Like, this is such a good amiibo. They did such a great job. Medallions and the pendants and the pose. It just looks great. It looks really good. The facial features on here looks like Bayonetta. It doesn't look like that derpy amiibo look. So as you can see, they'll kind of get kind of close. So definitely really cool there. Like what they did with that. Obviously, I'm not going to open this up. This is very special to me, especially the third-party amiibo. I don't really open up any of the third-party amiibo, from Cloud to Pac-Man, Mega Man. Haven't opened up any of those, and Bayonetta is definitely not getting opened up. And then I also have Cloud, which I do think is good, but definitely not as good as the Player, I think it's Player 2 Bayonetta amiibo. And if you're wondering why there's Player 2 and Player 1 on there and all that, well, the Cloud doesn't have it, but Bayonetta does, is because there's a different, like, Bayonetta 2 amiibo out there that has a different hairstyle and everything. So yeah, that's the reason why. So this one right here, we've got a nice Cloud amiibo. Like I said, it looks okay. It still looks good. It looks like him, but I like the Bayonetta one a little bit more. But I just had to have this huge Buster sword on there. And the classic armor, the classic pose. I don't like the Advent Children clothes, so that's the reason why I didn't get the Cloud. The other one, I like the original old school Cloud with this kind of like Hammerman pants and the spike or the screws on the shoulder. I just think this was the coolest outfit when I was a kid, like playing Final Fantasy VII back in the day. I was like, man, I wish I can like look like this. I want to have this type of outfit here. So yeah, looks really good. But those are the amiibo that I picked up along with Splatoon 2, obviously the game. So that was my haul for Friday, plus the Amazon Corn amiibo. So yeah, that's that. So let's go ahead and get into some news here about the Super Nintendo Classic. So for those who weren't able to pick it up, look out at your local retailers from Best Buy to Amazon. Pre-orders should be going live pretty soon here across the board, because this is going to be educational when it comes to getting your hands on a Super Nintendo Classic. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that you look out on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter account, I would get one, because Twitter is the fastest way to learn about some news. And I will have some links in the description below of some people to follow, outside of myself, of course, of people who are on this. Their literal job is like to post stuff on Twitter about video game news. I will post the links to their channels. Make sure you guys go follow them, because they are so quick on various video game deals and everything. So this is how you're going to get it. Step one is to make a Twitter account and follow the dudes that I'm going to let you know. But I can't say off the top of my head, one of the guys is Wario64. Make sure you follow him, because he is so on top of video game sales and deals and pre-orders and all of that. So if you want to get the latest information, make sure you follow him on Twitter. You're going to have to make sure that you look out for those on the websites if you don't have a Twitter or anything. So why is everyone so hyped up about the Super Nintendo Classic, and how soon can you guys get your hands on it? Because I was able to pre-order it, and the pre-orders went live for quite some time. Now, This is definitely a change from what Nintendo has done before with the NES Classic. Remember, there were no pre-orders, at least in most parts of the world. I think in some places you could pre-order, but in most places you couldn't pre-order it at all, and every time there's units that came in, they were gone within seconds. Now, I remember from what I ordered last night, some people were even pre-ordering 2 of them, and the pre-orders were up for nearly 30 to 40 minutes, more on the end of 40 minutes than 30. So that's a pretty good stock amount, and I don't think anyone's getting their pre-orders canceled at this point. And if people are getting their pre-orders canceled, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the people who pre-ordered 2, I would think, from based on that. But Nintendo has already stated that they're going to be developing, or they're going to be producing, manufacturing the Super Nintendo Classic through the end of 2017. So there's going to be far more units than there was with the NES Classic. So if you didn't get your hands on the Walmart batch, that's okay. Best Buy is going to have it, Amazon's going to have it, and GameStop's going to have it as well. I do recommend not going through GameStop because they charge for shipping if it's going to get shipped to your house, whereas other places have free in-store pickup or shipped directly to you for a better price than what they charge. GameStop also doesn't group shipping orders together at times either, so if you want multiple items shipped, they will put it all together there, but you'll have to pay extra shipping. That's what they're going to do for the Amiibo. As far as when I was going to order from them, I was like, no, I'm good. I'll go somewhere else. So definitely look out for Amazon and Best Buy. Those are your 2 best bets when it comes to securing that. And remember, this could happen soon. This could happen as the time I'm recording this video. It could already have happened to where those pre-orders go up. So like I said, stay vigilant on there. And one last thing that I wanted to discuss is why everyone is so hyped up and ready for the Super Nintendo Classic. And I'll give you guys a few reasons why I'm excited about it and kind of think why others are. So if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, or even 30s and beyond, the Super Nintendo is a special system because the Super Nintendo defined many of us around that age. I know Pro Jared, who's a big YouTuber out there, pretty much said that he almost teared up when he saw the Super Nintendo Classic when he was, I forgot where he was at, but at some type of event, I think, oh, Comic-Con, he was there and he saw the Super Nintendo Classic, and he stated that defined him as a gamer and who he is at this point, because so many great games that he played basically influenced him to know that he wants a career in gaming. And I think for a lot of people, even if you don't realize it, yeah, that's exactly what the Super Nintendo did. And I can pretty much say at the same point that, yeah, the Super Nintendo pretty much defined me, and while I didn't know it right away, it really was what like brought me to gaming and really brought me into what I'm doing at this point, which is talking about games that I love. And so many of the different games that I still love to this day, and games that I wish kind of came back, started on the Super Nintendo. There were so many hits, so many great classic titles, whether it was like shooting, whether it was action, platforming. The Super Nintendo really expanded upon and brought what the NES could never do when it comes to just everything. It was the graphical powerhouse, it was the gameplay, it was just everything about the system that just did so well for so many people. So I'm really happy that the Super Nintendo Classic is going to be coming, and I'm looking forward to getting mine. I did have a European, or what was it? No, UK. Yeah, the UK version pre-ordered, but I pretty much canceled that now that I know I'm going to be getting a Super Nintendo Classic here in the States. I just wanted to make sure. And people have talked about the European one looking better than the American one or the Western territories, and I have to disagree. I actually think the Super Nintendo with the purple and the gray looks a lot better, in my opinion, looks a lot better than the European one. Although the European one looks great, it looks cool, but to me it looks like they're trying to be a little too modern, and it doesn't really fit the style of the 90s or really what that was about. Whereas the Super Nintendo, as far as the North American version, it's blocky, it's boxy, has the purple that really just stands out from the gray. So for me, I love the American Super Nintendo more than anything. I just think the design looks so good, and I'm super excited to play the games because the games on there are no slouch either. We got Star Fox 2 never released, in addition to a slew of great RPGs, Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario RPG on there. Man, such good stuff. Earthbound, Secret of Mana. It's just missing Chrono Trigger, but still great consolation prizes with all of those other RPGs on there. And many people consider like Final Fantasy VI to be the greatest RPG of all time, or the greatest Final Fantasy game of all time. And a lot of people really love Secret of Mana. Got some multiplayer RPG action there. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Were you able to get that Super Nintendo Classic pre-order, and are you going to pre-order it if it becomes available at other places? I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on the Super Nintendo and your memories, favorite games in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on all of our social media. It really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also make sure you check out our Patreon page, pledge any tier. Be entered in to win some awesome prizes in addition to Discord voice chat. We have $10 prize eShop tournaments from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We'll have ARMS and Splatoon 2 as well. So support PE Live and PE Arena right here on PlayerEssence. Also make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace.